Welcome to what I wore this month, you guys, for November. Welcome back. November was fun. I wasn't feeling very well, was kind of sick. I was on vacation for it. Not away, but like off. So, yeah. Could have planned that better, I think. So, as a result, I wore lots of long pads because I just didn't care. And I was in bed and in the chair and not feeling so well. So, yeah, I didn't care that you could see pads on my butt. I just wore what I wore. With the exception of one day. I wore 3 cups. Well, I wore 2 cups. You ready for story time, ladies and gentlemen? So, day 1, my heavy day, I think it actually was day 1 this time, was actually the day I was feeling well, figures, and I needed to go out and do some errands. So I waited for most of my uterus to fall out before I decided to go out, and I was like, oh, let me put in this cup, you know, if you remember from last video, my last cycle was like a Goldilocks cup. Well, this cycle, I could not get this thing in, okay? This would not open. Okay, and maybe I did get it open a couple times and didn't realize it, but when I was pulling, this was not working for me. And let me give you all a little piece of advice. Never try to put a menstrual cup in your vagina 7 times in a row. That is not fun. That is not good. That is just bad. Don't do that. Don't do what I did. I did it for you. It was very not a good thing. You know what I mean. So I went out anyway and said, well, I pulled whatever cup. I probably should have pulled my Lena sensitive out, but I pulled this one out and that's fine. I put it in, it popped open. I was like, oh, and I didn't want to take it out for like the whole time, but I did have to change it a few times while I was out because I still was bleeding. Anyway, whatever. It was fine. My vagina's fine. I healed. As backup though, I wore this beauty from SewSelahVie. It is obviously a front bleeder, and I had to have it. It was sitting there in her Ready to Ship album. I couldn't even believe it. It's very fun shape. It is like OBB. I don't know. It's beautiful, and it was comfortable, and it did what it was supposed to do. And I guess that's all that really matters. I used this cup spot by Sunshine Bums. Her cup spots are a bit bigger than other people's cup spots and a little bit thinner, like they don't have a lot of inside stuff. So, but I like them. So I used this, and while I was home, I don't remember which pad I used it with, but I did use an interlabial pad that I got as a freebie in a do-stash. Someone sent it to me, and yay for interlabials. At the end of my cycle, even though I was sick, I did go to CrossFit. I used my sport cup. It was really comfortable this month, and it was great. And I used this with backup, which I think you will see later, because I'm not seeing it on the top of my pile, so I'm assuming they're like stuck in here somewhere. But okay, yep. So first pad I'm going to show you, I believe this is between the toes cloth. It is exposed core. It is a knit with a fleece on the back of some sort. It is a moderate, and it has a really bad bell on it. I got this in D-Stash from Unknown Maker. It is a cotton topped with Star Wars print because, you know, I'm a Star Wars freak, and some sort of fleece back. I believe it's a moderate. I used it as a moderate. I used my pad tie cloth, again with Star Wars print on the top. It is a knit top. She uses a fleece back, and this is a heavy, and it is about 12 inches, I want to say. I wore like a lot of Grayson Street Emporium, everyone that wasn't a front bleeder. This is a knit topped light. She uses some sort of power shield on the back. And it has bacon, because who doesn't love bacon? And I believe that's a 10-inch light. She has discontinued her lights, just so that you know. I think it was her that doesn't make lights anymore. Anyway, this is a knit top with the pretty roses. This is a heavy, and this is 12 inches, and it is, again, one of her typical thin, super thin styles. I wore my 3 plush pads by her. They're all cotton topped. We have the books and this lovely. These are all, I think, 12.5 inches. These have a larger gusset snap, and I stinking love these pads. They're wonderful. I wore these three from Misty Cotton that I just got last month. This one has teapots on it. I think these are all 13-inch heavy overnights, teacups, and then another Star Wars print that's upside down. This one is a knit. These ones are more like cotton woven. They have some sort of fleece on the back, but not Wind Pro, and she does use, just so that you know, metal snaps. I wore 2 kitty cat cloth, my lovely heavy overnight that you've seen a bazillion times, and thong liner, which is what I wore as backup for my cup when I went to CrossFit. And they're like her little typical, this one I got in D-Stash a while ago. And then I had a very batty period, like literally bats. So this happens to be my favorite thong liner. This is a little tiny thong liner bat with the cactus on it, which I absolutely love, by City Bows, in case you didn't recognize the bat shape. I got this one somehow as a custom. It's stinking adorable, and I don't wear it nearly enough. Then I wore, I believe this is a 9-inch bat. It's a PK top. And with these ones, she was still using anti-pill fleece. I don't remember. So we have that one. Then I wore 2 10-inch bats. This one is a Sherpa. And I have another one of the same color, and I think I bought a 3rd one in D-Stash because, you know, we're Sherpa whores. And this is an OBV, which I really love because it's dark and therefore does not need stain treatment. And these are both the old fleece back that she uses. 2 12.5-inch bats, both Sherpa. And see, recognize this dye-way? Yes, because I just showed it. Dun, da, 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 dun, da, da, da. And this one, which my daughter is going to be getting, this is one of her longer ones, the 13.5-inch, and this one has Wind Pro. This is one of her new ones. She has started using Wind Pro on the back of her bats per customer request, I believe, and this is gorgeous. This is 13.5 inches. You do have to recognize that because of, you know, you have to look at where you bleed. But I'll do a whole video series on that. Don't worry. I got your back, ladies and gentlemen. And so that really is, in a nutshell, what I wore this month for November. I will be starting another cycle still in November because of the way it falls. So you'll be getting another one of these probably in early December. So I will talk to you later. See you then. Bye. I just realized I didn't do my liners and my lights. So I'm back just really quickly. So this one is a North Coast Rags. It is a light with this beautiful colorway on it, and I love it. And I'm surprised my daughter hasn't stolen it yet. And then I wore 2 liners, one by the lovely Red Anchor cloth. I love this. It's so pretty. I like stalked it in her store for a while, and because, you know, I hate to have one thing shipped. It seems really stupid to just ship one thing. So I'm like, ooh, if it stays there, next time she has another shipping, yeah, I'll grab it. And I did. Grabbed it. And then I forget the shop for this. I'm just, yeah. But I love these panty liners. I like the serged ones. They're great for everyday wear. And these are great because they're minky, so they do not stain. And so they're great for that day where you have like that brown spotting. Because that stuff stains like crazy and Minky doesn't stain, so it's like the best. So now I really am done and I'll let you go. Bye.